Chetan Gurada, Faculty of Department of Physics, to introduce today's speaker and invite him for the talk. Dr. Chetan Gurada?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Nenish. I have a pleasant duty to introduce Dr. Umesh Mhatre, who is also my senior friend and also guide. Dr. Umesh Mhatre did his MSc from our department, Department of Physics, Mumbai University in 1993, and then he pursued his PhD, and he received his PhD degree in the year 1998. So, starting from 1990 till 1998, he was a part of our Department of Physics. He has worked under the guidance of Professor D.C. Kothari. And he initially worked later on after finishing his PhD degree. He worked with Multi-Arc India Limited, where he was active member of Research and Development Group, involving working on innovative large-scale production using plasma technologies to improve the life and performance of the industrial tools and components. During this period, he has traveled abroad and was actively participated in the research and development activities of the Multi-Arc USA-based company. In 2005, encouraged by the opportunity in the surface engineering business in India, Dr. Umesh and Mr. Jimmy Cheda, co-founder of this surface modification technology. So both of them founded Surface Modification Technology Private Limited in the year 2005. Presently, this SMTPL has 3 coating centers, I would say. One is close to Mumbai, that is in Vasai, where I used to visit several times, and also along with my students. One unit in the Bangalore, and recently he has started his new unit in Pune, catering to the needs of biomedical, automotive, pharmaceutical, and decorative industries. In the year 2018, SMT has been technology partner with Perform Coat AG, Switzerland, to develop new coating solutions for tribological challenges in automobile industry. SMT is also part of a research group of Faculty of Mechanical and Safety Engineering, Óbuda University, Budapest, Hungary. SMT is catering to wide spectrum of industries since 2004, offering both standard as well as tailor-made coating solutions to augment the performance of various cutting tools, dies, molds, as well as the component used in engineering, pharmaceutical, and aerospace industries. Now their unit are having 2 types of coating. One is functional coating with wide range of nanostructured, multi-layered, and multi-component coatings, which are designed to perform in severe condition, like which provide solution to various industries like cutting tools, automotive, pharmaceutical, injection molding, stamping, medical, etc. The second kind of coating which SMT is doing is decorative coating, which has horological components, writing instruments, doors and bathroom fittings, cutleries, gift articles, imitation jewelry, etc. Also, this Surface Modification Technology Limited, founded by Dr. Umesh Mhatre, is having its own small research and development unit. So they can provide some service to the other industries also, and he is having his own ideas. So I will not take much of your time, and I request Dr. Umesh Mhatre to present his talk. Thank you.
This opportunity. Thank you, Professor Mishra, Professor Jain, Dr. Samir Kulkarni sir, Nene sir, and Chetan sir for this introduction and this opportunity. It's really my pleasure to be a part of this program and share some little experience that I have gathered so far. It's quite a journey till today to convert knowledge to on industrial platform. Industry works very differently than what academics works, and that was my experience. So I'll just start sharing my screen possibly, so that I have made few PPTs, possibly that will help me and control me to really finish this in time. So let me first thank for this opportunity. Just a moment. Let me get into the presentation mode. I hope this works. This is a bit slow. Yeah. So thank you very much. Before I start my story, I would like to start with my dream, rather our dream, and that is the dream surface modification technology. This dream was seen by Jimmy and me way back in 2003. Jimmy's expertise and energy in the business as well as techno-commercial activities is tremendous. And whatever technological knowledge I have with PVD especially was the basis of our dream. And that's where surface modification, a technology dream were seen by us, nurtured by us for almost a year. And that gives birth to surface modification technology. I'll come back to that story again. I just give you the brief of today's status of surface modification. Surface modification technology is a private limited company founded in 2004 by Jimmy and myself. Our motivation was one, that to create an Indian platform for physical vapor deposition technology. Now, why Indian? Because we saw in those times that there are many American companies, Japanese companies, and European companies dominating this market, but there was no Indian presence at all. Although a lot of research was happening on academic level, our knowledge was good. Indian knowledge about PVD technology is really good, but there is no conversion on the platform. There is no name of India seen on this platform. So that was motivated. That was painful when we were working with Americans and Europeans people. They talk a lot about technology which we know very well, but there was no Indian name on that. So that was the motivation. Oh, let's start an Indian platform. Why? I mean, there is nothing wrong doing that. We had all the potential to do that. So we thought, okay, let SMT be that platform, and that is the motivation. And vision was, we have knowledge, so we just change it. Local know-how applied globally. It was global know-how applied locally. That was a vision which we used to heard, but we just reversed it. That okay, can we do that? And yes, today we are doing that. So that is what the basis of our SMT. Today, SMT is a leading surface engineering Indian company. Now, I again put forward Indian company, because today, if you see surface engineering business in India, there are 7 to 8 foreign companies working and doing very good businesses here, because we are consumer market. There's too much of potential available here, but there was no Indian company. SMT is the Indian company providing the surface enhancement solutions through physical vapor deposition technologies today. Our company has been involved in the business of PVD coatings over now 15 years, and offering standards as well as tailor-made coating solutions to various industries. And I could see there is too much of need. There is a tremendous need of these surfaces in upcoming industries, especially Industry 4. We are into pharmaceutical industry. We are offering solution to pharmaceutical engineering for their compression tools, automobile, of course, all cutting tools and components, and as well as medical industry. Decorative industry, we have much strong foothold. Possibly the Titan watch which you are wearing is coated by SMT. We are the single largest who are catering to Titan today for all the watches, which is being manufactured by Titan. And our Bangalore unit is doing that job. In 2012, we also started and ventured, of course, this was Jimmy's vision, which has really come very true right now. We started manufacturing import substitution for watch components. Most of the watch components either come from Europe or from China. There are no standard Indian watch component manufacturer here, though we have a Titan who is a single largest manufacturing watches, but watch components was need. So we started this initiative in 2000 under the guidance of Jimmy, of course, and now we are having our own setup to manufacture these components. The basis is, of course, the knowledge of the process and technology, and that is the strong part that is driving SMT. We never left our physics. We never left our passion to innovate, and that is the strong foothold of our SMT today. And from nowhere, that was our basic, that was our capital, which we are started with. And today we have our own in-house. That is the result of this in-house R&D research that we do on a small scale, but we do. Just to talk about physical, I don't want to get into physics, so I will not really say much about these processes, but this is basically a physical vapor deposition process where, the metals are vaporized, transported and condensed on the substrate. The potential of this technology is tremendous. You can literally deposit everything and anything using this technology. So in future, all surfaces needs to be protected from adverse environmental or working conditions. Alloys have their own restrictions, so metallurgies have their own restrictions, but we can tailor the surfaces. We can let the surfaces dance on our tune. That is where this technology play a much better role in industrial platform. And you could see today, these technologies are growing like anything. Every day, there is new stuff coming in and new protections are coming in, right from decoratives like different colors. So this technology has just begun, in my opinion. Even not 1% of the industrial needs are today catered by these coating companies who are there on the commercial field. Lot more to be done. That's where all physics is required. On the Indian map, this is where we are located, and this is where we are working currently. We have 3 coding centers, 2 manufacturing centers, and 1 R&D center. Our corporate is in Vasai, through which we are handling all these things. On a block diagram, this is our group. So we have West Zone, we have South Zone, we have manufacturing unit. We are catering to functional and functional coating, where tribology makes a lot of sense, and decorative is all glittering surfaces. But we offer 1 year, 2 year lifetime guarantees on the components using this coating. This is the power. This is little micro analysis. I'll just go fast, but you can see this is where SMT started in 2004, and today in 2020, this is what SMT looks like. And this is all technology innovation. That is the only base. So technology do matter, physics do matter in the industrial platform. Our research group, now what is our connection? You see, this is all UDP. This is the creation of UDP. So SMT and UDP just go hand in hand. This is our research team. You can see everybody is trained and part of UDP throughout their academics. So UDP is a power source, and it was always, and it is always. This is our connections for transferring knowledge. So we are giving knowledge to perform code. This is a company who manufactures PVD machines, and we are designing some coatings for.
उनका
So
म्यूट
you got mute. Hello, Dr. Umesh.
वो बोल रहे नहीं
Hello, Dr. Umesh.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. No.
Okay. Yeah. So this is our industrial connections for research, and this is our academic. We are still connected in Germany and US also, but those connections are slowly progressing, so they are not listed here. Now, after giving this brief about surface modification technology, now we'll start from the beginning, from UDP. In 1990, I stepped into UDP for my MSc. Truly speaking, I never had a deep attraction for study. It was never. I was an average student, 50% throughout my career. And of course, no direction, no guidelines. I always wonder, and I always ask this question to many students when I visit to different colleges. Why you study physics? Why physics? Why MSc? Why BSc? And 99% student could not able to answer this question. Why? Why physics? It is a tradition to complete 10th, to complete 12th, then get into graduation, then do MSc with the hope of better job. We just flow with the flow. And that is, I think, something which is a bigger problem than, because 25 years almost we spend of our life without knowing why we are doing this. And that's where some problem. We should know why we do physics. We should know, our education must teach us why we are learning this knowledge. Why physics, why chemistry, why we take, just because I don't get admission in commerce, I go to science or all these things. So, that is where we miss the bus. That's what I say. Same thing was with me. There was no choice. I wanted to do a job after my graduation because that was the need of my house. My earnings was needed to support the house, but fate did not decide that, and I was pushed for MSc by my well-wisher, Mr. Prabhu. He asked me to apply for MSc. Since I had a 60% in my BSc, I applied. I did not get the admission because the list was closed at 61%. I was happy that I did not get a chance to get into MSc. But he asked me to go for MSc by research. That was a facility available, and my interview went well. And I stuck with department and the guidance of DC Kothari. That was the first turning point of my life. When I look back to my turning points, that was the first turning point where my life has changed. My parents, of course, supported, though I started tuitions to support my educational financial needs. But working with Dr. Kothari and the atmosphere of UDP was mesmerizing. At that time, there was Dr. Kothari, Dr. Rohini Godbole, Professor Rangwala, Dr. Narsale, Professor Patel. Everybody was charged about physics. Everybody was talking physics. Everybody was talking researchers, applying for various kinds of projects. That atmosphere was totally different than the books, which I was, gone through till my graduation. Books and teacher, books and teacher, books and teacher exam, books, teacher exam. But this was something different. This was something which possibly I wanted to enjoy. And I really mesmerized with their knowledge and their passion. This has happened. I was surprised that this is a form of education which really I wanted to enjoy. Their working style, their dedication, everything was unbelievable. And I got sucked into that and I kept working. They kept on giving us freedom. Failures was never been questioned. It was totally free atmosphere and just do it. Just do it. We enjoyed. I enjoyed that. And I started getting trained. This is the power of UDP that I've seen that time. This is where people are trained and developed. This is the kind of educational system possibly everybody would wish to have. So these all forces were shaping me, of course. Knowingly, unknowingly, I was working and taking challenges, asked me to do this, that, everything was happening. But still, I was clueless where I will get a job. Because job was needed. So, but physics student, where they get a job? At that time, my friends, they used to apply for, say, go to American University for MS. And doing PhD and making their fortune there. And the student who wanted to be in university and Indian atmosphere, they were thinking, okay, let's go to the college, be a teacher. And that was the whole, kind of a job opportunities for physics student. And I was also part of it. But Fortunately, in 1996, there was a job opportunity in the company called Multi-Arc India Limited. Since this company was working in the field of vacuum deposition processes, I have applied for the job. They also called me for an interview. That interview was very, very interesting. I never expected. I prepared all vacuum technology books, read everything. I went for the interview. I sit in front of the managing director of that company. My interview was finished in 2 minutes. He asked me, what is your qualification? I said, okay, I'm doing my PhD under Dr. Kothari in UDP. Then he said, okay, well, good. If you want a book, I have a library. If you want to sleep, I have a bed. If you want to work, I have a place. Choice is yours, go and work. Interview finished. Interesting. There are no questions, nothing. Just through an opportunity. Next day I received my letter. I have been appointed as a scientific officer in the company at their Umargam location. Because I stay in Borivali, so it was very easy for me to travel to Umargam. It's on the same train route. This company on 1st March 1996. And by that time, I've completed my PhD work, but I did not wrote my thesis, and I just started working. Experience in Multi-Arc was thrilling. This company was same charged like UDP was. Everything was free. You are allowed to do everything. You can talk to anybody in the world. No problem. Bring the knowledge, and Multi-Arc was ready to cultivate into business. So idea was to bring the knowledge. And I've been forced to these challenges, market challenges, to convert things. Of course, there are a few more people around me who were always encouraging and supportive. Our managing director, technology director, vice president, everybody was thrilling. There was no time limit. We worked for days together. And those experiences really cultivated my mindset and my passion for this technology. I really found me. That was very important, I think. We try to become somebody, like somebody, and that is not really needed. You have to be what you are. You have to understand what you are. I mean, if you understand what you are, possibly you can win this world. Most of the time, we don't do that. So that is one more learning. So this is one more turning point in my life. Having a job in Multi-Arc and getting exposed to the world of physical vapor deposition technology. At that time, this technology was on an infant stage on an industrial platform. And I'm very fortunate that I am witness of the transformation of this entire industry till today. As I said, all the freedom were available in this company. And only now the difference between UDP and Multi-Arc was talking commercial. They were talking about profit and loss, each and every failure and achievement. So techno-commercial angle was attached to our commercial research, which has taught me commercial research. And in this company, I got exposure, of course, to the techno-commercial research and value for the time. This is very, very important, which most of the time we take it for granted. Value of time. Time never comes. Everybody knows that. But professional life teaches you how to value the time. And this is the place where I learned to dream. My managing director always used to say me, especially in Hindi, that भैया जेब से गरीब हो चलेगा लेकिन सोच से गरीब मत रहो, उसके लिए पैसा नहीं लगता. So that is the thing which has really challenged me, and we started dreaming. Multi-Arc was a dream. I mean, we used to dream a lot. We'll do this, we'll do that, and then we strive to achieve that. That is the way we are trained in this professional platform. I was very happy working with this. There was no dream of becoming an entrepreneur or starting. Multi-Arc was my home. PVD was my aim. So we were doing everything possible. Multi-Arc had 48 coating centers all over the globe. So I was fortunate to visit one of them. And that was a great experience. I could see Americans working in the commercial platform, Germans working on the commercial platform, and their approach, their timely workings, their way of handling technology was totally different than the way we are doing here. And these all experiences made PVD technology my passion. And I could see the tremendous potential of this technology. Even today, if you can't just think, you can make any space to dance on your tool, on your tune, and that is possible with PVD. I could see that. I still dream that. And that is where, we wanted to do the same thing in SMT. But unfortunately, due to financial troubles, being a technology company heavily invested in these expensive technologies, Multi-Arc landed into financial problems. Now, this tremendous potential of this technology and weakness of Multi-Arc made me restless, because the thing which I wanted to do, I wasn't able to do. There was no finance available. Company was shrinking their financial rules. And that is the time when Jimmy joined Multi-Arc in our sales and marketing division. His techno-commercial adaptability and business sense was tremendous. As I could see the potential of this technology, technical potential of this technology, he was able to map the industrial potential of this technology. And that was a good blend. We both were vibrating with the same frequency to do something different with this technology. And that is where the restlessness was growing. Multi-Arc was unable to support, and these opportunities were unable to let us sleep. And therefore, we decided in 2003 that if we are unable to do it in in Multi-Arc, let us have our own house. Let us fight ourselves. It took almost 1 year to shape the dream of SMT, because we have energy, we have technical knowledge, everything was there, but what about finance? That is something was not there with us. And being SMT as a new company, has no balance sheet, no background, and we too are also, like from nowhere. No bank was ready to fund us because there is no history for this company. So definitely funds were not available. But we did not give our hope. We kept on searching who can finance us. And after long search, we came across one funding stream of World Bank. That was one more turning point. World Bank, through ICICI Bank, had a technology division where they used to fund new ideas, and they used to fund 50% of the required capital to convert that idea, lab scale idea, to commercial scale. We were very happy. We prepared our paper, we approached these authorities, and we submitted. But few interactions were good. They rejected our project. We kept on modifying, and we persuaded this with all our energy and effort, because that was the last source from where we could expect a soft loan without any collateral, so without any history. Last moment, our proposal went through, and we got 50% funding. 50% we gathered from our friends and relatives, and SMT was born in 2004. We took a rented place, but we did not have enough money to buy these expensive machines. So we constructed our own machine with whatever resources that we have. It was a good machine. We are using it today also. After 16 years, this machine is still running and producing. So we are using this machine. So we have started with our own machine and our own technology. And started getting into this commercial platform. 3 years was horrible. Nobody was ready to accept us. Market, the technology is new to market, so nobody was ready to pay for the cost. And we lost a lot of money in the market. By end of third year, we thought that, okay, let's stop. We did our best, but the market is not accepting us. So let us stop this and go back to search for the job. And that is the time when our pharmaceutical product clicked. It was an innovation in the pharmaceutical industry. We have designed one coating for compression tools of pharmaceutical where these medicinal tablets are made. Industry was suffering through the traditional hard chrome plating. And we have given them much better solution than hard chrome. And it has happened with the leading Indian company, ACG Pharma. They have put our product in the market and the time has changed. This product will soon become very popular in the industry, and our ship was started selling very confidently in the commercial market. As a result, we paid our loan to World Bank. It was 5 years loan, we paid in 4 years. World Bank was very happy that we have converted one product or innovative idea into a business. They've given us second funding round without asking, which has resulted into our Bangalore coating center for decorative tools, decorative coating, especially for watches. And then we never look back till today. We started manufacturing division in 2012. We started another manufacturing division in 2014 and Pune Coating Center in 2017. Today, we are catering to pharmaceutical industry, watch industry, medical industry, some part of aerospace industry, textile industry. These are all our innovation. All our competitors today available in the market, which is basically Swiss or American or Japanese, they are focused on automobile, not shifted their focus yet from automobile because that itself is a huge business. But we are away from automobile. Our Pune Coating Center is the only place where we cater some part to automobile, but rest of all our coating centers and all our revenue comes from innovative products. And that is the strength. That is the future we see because innovation will remain. So this is the story of SMT. This is the way we have converted. Now, what we can take this persuasion of the dream. Even today we persuade. We go back home to plan tomorrow. And because when you ask question, there is only one answer, yes or no. Yes, very good. No is also not bad because we have attempted to get that answer. So that is the way we work. Jimmy's passion, visionary approach to the business is the driving force of this company. We are backing them with our technology knowledge and gathering technological knowledge from almost around the globe in PVD. Dr. Kothari's support and mentoring throughout this career was the backbone always with us. And even today, we talk to him and take his guidance in all the innovations that we do. So basically, these are the forces which is working behind SMT and keeping us alive and energetic and forcing us to go ahead and dream and dream and dream. So that is what I wanted to share you all about my story. Of course, these are few sentences that I wrote here from things that I read. But these are just a word. Putting them in practical is really hard work, and hard work is required. So what I'm trying to tell you to the student that please dream and try to convert those dreams, your ideas into reality. It is possible. Money is not a problem. Most of the people who have idea, they think from where the money will come. Money comes. There are enough opportunities. Today, if you see on the industrial platform, the inquiries that we get, even a small lathe or CNC operator or a businessman comes us and asks, sir, which material should I use? There is nobody to tell him that which material he should use to produce a good component or good tool. But they come and ask. Even the bigger companies, they come and ask, what processes would make my tool perfect, my component perfect? And we are the one who have these solutions. The physics is the solution to them. And I'm sure most of you must be having some other ideas to give solution to the industry needs solution. Industry needs solution. Today, industry needs solution. They are asking, industry don't know where to go and get these solutions. Now it is academics' job to come forward. Industry is running all the time. Some or the other way they get solution or they manage. And academic is sitting far away watching them to come. I think it's time for academics to step ahead and try to give the solutions. Once you advertise that you have a solution, n number of people and industries will approach you for the solution. But today industry don't know from where the solutions will come. So don't sit, come out, talk to people, attend seminars, attend exhibitions. Now exhibition, you see, now if you consider NSE for an example, I tell always, there are so many industry come and represent their products. Why can't we go and see? Why can't we talk to, industry comes to our doorstep, go and talk, give your ideas. They will use it. They think about money. They don't want to sit and innovate. They want ready innovation. That is the shortest period they look for to convert their money. So for academic and for students, it is very important to come out with their ideas and talk to industry. And I think, as Professor Mishra said correctly, now they have started this interaction cell with industry. I hope that will really give good opportunities to industry as well as to the students to explore their ideas. But please keep in mind, money is not a problem. Money is available. There are n number of sources who are ready to give you money. And we are witness to that. So definitely don't worry about money. Come forward and talk. Sell your ideas. Sell yourself to the industry. That brings entrepreneurship. That's what we understood. And actually, we are enjoying this technology. So we will keep on enjoying this technology no matter. So come out, take a risk. This is very, very important. And Industry 4 needs risk-taking people. A lot of challenges are ahead. And under this Atmanirbhar Bharat, there are too many opportunities. The whole world is looking at us. And it's our time, it's our duty to respond to them. Otherwise, they will go somewhere else. Don't do that. Respond. Thank you very much.
Especially for the physics students, you always have this question, what after the degree in physics? You have shown really a good path, where you can land up after having a degree in physics. We have a huge scope of routes where we can explore ourselves. So you have shown one of them. So thank you, sir, for that. And also sharing your story where, you showed us how the dream can be realized with the hard work and, proper vision. So thank you for that also, sir. So the session is open for question answers. So if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and ask directly.
I have a technical question if I can ask.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sure.
When I used to coat gold on mylar, I always found after taking the piece out, you rub it, it comes off. So how do you stabilize these coatings when they are vacuum deposited?
Sir, now actually there are many different ways are available to deposit metallic coating on, like ceramics, for an example, or non-conductive surfaces. Temperature is one of the key, and then etching processes have been improved a much better way, even using RF or various different techniques. Today, this technology is much, much mature. If you see China now, all volatiles are coated by PVD in China. Can you imagine this? This is ceramic, purely ceramic.
Yeah, I tried using ultraviolet light to sort of etch out the surface bonds for mylar, but it never worked. So I thought you may.
Yeah, sir, we can coat that. No problem now.
Okay, thank you.
See, today we are coating cutlery. For an example, if you're seen in the malls, there are copper cutleries, golden cutleries, spoons, for example. They all are PVD coated. We are giving guarantees about dishwashing and normal scrubbing. Like spoon now is using PVD technology. Can you imagine? And this is not one or two. Millions of spoons are getting coated today with this technology. Millions.
So Aishwarya has some question. You can go ahead, Aishwarya.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you
Good
for
afternoon.
such an excellent talk. It
Thank
was
you.
really motivational. So I myself am a postgraduate student from actually I'm doing second year MSc from UDP itself.
Okay.
So I actually had a query that if we have some ideas, we start working on it. So you have also mentioned that you had a struggle period of around 3 years. So what were the actually factors that kept you moving forward with your dream? And how, if there are some failures, how do you overcome? What?
See, actually, the motivational factor was the passion for the technology. I've concluded within myself that if I do, I will do PVD or else I will do nothing. So that was the motivational factor, first of all. Second was, I was confident that the days will come when PVD will be respected in the market. So the confidence within yourself, the confidence on your product and knowledge matters a lot. You will find n number of people who will throw you out. We have been thrown out by the market because market has its own dynamics to accept the product. But if you lose the faith, definitely there are so many days when we go home with absolutely drained. That market is not accepting us. But I think your motivation and your love and passion for the technology and your understanding, believe in yourself. That is a very simple line. It's very easy to say, but it's very, very hard to live. I know that because we lived that. We come to the conclusion that stop and search for the job. But you have to go through these 3 years. That is an unwritten law of business. The people who survive 990 days, they survive. Most of the companies die within this 999 days. So we had an aim, okay, wait for 990 days. So we try to push ourselves. There is no theory or technique which I can tell you how to manage this. You have to experience this.
Okay. So thank you, sir. And sir, one more thing that
Yeah.
before starting SMT, you actually worked for Multi-Arc. So
Yes.
do you think that was the boost? Like you have actually mentioned that was one of the turning points
Yes.
to
Yes.
your ideas. So if you would have not worked with Multi-Arc, then would have you thought of this SMT growing up or
No. No.
Okay, it
Not
was
at
not
all.
possible.
Not at
Okay.
all. Because see, that is the company who taught me how to dream. Education system did not taught me how to dream.
Okay.
So commercial touch is very, very important. The way industry work is totally different than what we see in our academics. Now I've seen academics, I've seen industry platform, both. I'm basically part of both this mindset. And respect to the time, that is what you learn in industrial platform, and value for money. So definitely that keeps you motivated all the time.
Okay. So thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Dr.
Yes,
Matre,
Vaibhav.
I would like to, Ganesh, if you can just allow me to.
Surely, ma'am. Go ahead, please.
Dr. Matre, this is Dr. Anuradha Majumdar, Dean of Faculty of Science and Technology.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Nice to hear you.
Yeah, I joined in to hear you because I made it, as Dr. Anuradha Mishra said that, ma'am, can you join in? I said, certainly. Because your journey, I think you were very candid. And I think all the students of UDP, and I think Dr. Matre, I'm happy to tell you, a lot of pharmacy students have joined because I had circulated this link, for today's your talk. And when you spoke, I think when you were talking about turning points, and you were very candid in your showing that it is not so, it is fraught with challenges, but that can be, you can circumvent those challenges.
Yes.
And I would like to first thank Dr. Professor Kothari
Of
for
course.
you to, to channelize your energy and your intellect in a particular direction to give it a concrete shape of thought. And
Yes,
then I
ma'am.
think multi-R probably gave you a lot of technical base,
Yes.
and especially the commercial base also of the technology, you know, the
Yes.
extrapolation of the commercial use. And when you spoke about ACG, I am from pharmaceuticals.
Okay.
So I know Mr. Ajit Singh, and they are big into pharmaceutical machinery. And
Yes.
PMEC exhibition is something which usually happens every year in Mumbai. So if the
Yes, ma'am.
physics students can go to PMEC and understand, you know, physics has a myriad of roles. So probably you
Yes.
also, if you can help our students, you know, interface with these industries and these exhibitions.
Absolutely, ma'am.
I
We
would
can.
request you to please be part of the industry outreach cell, you know,
Yes,
engagement
ma'am.
cell of the Department of Physics. And as you spoke about the funding and the 3 years of challenging time which you had, I hope the students understand its challenges will always come, especially in the beginning. To
Yes.
get your act together and get your bearings, they say, takes time. And
Yes.
once you've built, now I can understand you have built 3 plants, okay,
Yes.
Mumbai, Pune, and Bangalore.
Yes.
And I'm sure you have diversified into the sectors for coating. And one more thing which you mentioned is innovation. And so you are a league above the rest of the lot who are probably providing a lot of coating solutions or coating technologies for automobile sector. So I think that is some strategy which students should understand. And the fear of the student should go that
Yes.
to go into business is very difficult. We are all from humble beginnings. We are from middle class families, most of us.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I think they should have the spirit and the very concrete thought process. And I appreciate whenever you spoke about Mr. Cheda, your partner, you spoke in such positive light. You leverage on the strengths of your partner. You know, the synergistic outcome is always better than your solo outcome. That is something which you kept on saying, and you know, the student should get the message, you know, underlying message. How you can leverage on each other's strengths
Yes.
is very, very important. It was really indeed a pleasure to listen to you. You need not be a topper, a merit student to be a good entrepreneur, and to use your intellect, you know, in bringing about successful business. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so
ma'am.
much. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for your presence.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I
It's a
request
pleasure.
you, please keep in touch with the department
Yes,
and
ma'am.
see to it that our students, at least in PMEC and other machinery-based interface and exhibitions, they can be taken there. You
Yes,
know,
ma'am.
if they can
We
be
welcome.
taken there. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Here, I would like to mention that SMT's R&D platform and entire SMT's platform is open for everybody. You can come here, you can experiment. This all is open. I mean, there are many students comes here. We have a collaboration with Patkar College for their students. We have a collaboration with college from Dombivli. We have written papers with them. So they come here and explore the possibilities. So it's idea to share. If you fear, for example, to explore your ideas, yes, you can come here. We can talk, we can experiment. We are ready to fail. So this platform is open for everybody. I mean, that is the way, in fact, for our customers, if you see, when customer comes to our facility, we never hide anything. We first take them to our R&D center and show how we characterize what we give. So most of the time in industry, people want to hide what they give. But here we are exactly reverse. We show everything what we give, because that generates confidence in our customer about our product. Just saying the best coating doesn't work. It has to work. I can give n number of examples why it is failing. It's very easy to escape from that failure with respect to customers, but it's always good to share them ideas so that they understand your language. Now, when you talk about pharmaceutical, for an example, now pharmaceutical is a very good blend of mechanical engineering and pharmaceutical engineering. Pharmaceutical people use all pharmaceutical chemicals and formulation and form the product using mechanical engineering. They need a lot of compressors, mixers, everything is mechanical. And it's really a good blend where mechanical engineers can give a very good support. They have enormous problems when they work with these powders, and they use this mechanical component to convert their products. So there is a lot of scope. Wherever there is abrasion, wherever there is a corrosion, thin films are required, coatings are required, modifications are required, and that is the enormous field available for physics. I'm really surprised when I talk to physics student and ask for what opportunities, they say the only one opportunity they say is teaching. I mean, that is a very, very narrow scope. Come here, we will show what physics is, what people in the world live this physics. You can't even calculate how many or count how many opportunities available. And today is the right time. Make in India is the right time and right approach to cater to those needs, especially when world is looking at us. So let's do it.
Sir, can I ask you a question, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, I am Dr. Namrata Manglani from Shan Anchor Kutchi Engineering College.
Yes,
Sir, we have like thin films in our syllabus for engineering students.
Yes, ma'am.
And like this is very close for them to, experience the potential of thin films.
Yes.
Right. So I was wondering, like you talked about that we can approach. Can you specify the method in which people approach you? Like if we want to approach you, is there a method or just we contact?
Just come down.
Okay.
Just come down. There is no method, there is no process.
So during this lockdown, is there some virtual meet or something?
Possible. I mean, our R&D, our R&D team, we conduct every Saturday now. We started, we are running some projects.
Mm-hmm.
So we discuss among ourselves. Mm-hmm. Everybody, if anybody is interested and if anybody wish to share, of course, you can join them. You just have to send email to us. So we include interested people in our discussion.
Okay.
And ideas are welcome.
And
so anybody and everybody can be part of this discussion. There is no bar.
Thank you so much. Your talk has been really so inspiring. I feel that I should have been in this field.
I think field should not be a restriction. You can do everything. Today, life has changed. I think with this pandemic, what a blessing this pandemic has given is this opportunities.
I am Professor Anuradha Mishra, Madam's student, PhD student. So, but then this sounds really interesting and exciting. Thank you so much for opening up this horizon to us.
Thank you, ma'am. You're welcome.
Yes, Vaibhav, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Can I go ahead? Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, sir. I mean, I am the alumni of the UDP and I completed my PhD under the guidance of Professor Mishra. So, I mean, when you are talking about Professor Rangwala, Professor S.B. Patel, Rohini Godbole, so it made me nostalgic and made me emotional. And I must tell you that experience, the way you told and shared, it was truly inspiring. So I had fortunate to work along with Professor Godbole as Professor Anuradha Mishra introduced me with her, and Professor Rangwala, S.P. Patel taught us during my master's, as well as I was there during the head tenureship of the Professor D.C. Kothari, and it was all nostalgic and emotional experience.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much, and it was really truly inspiring the way you shared your journey. So I have one question related to the vapor deposition technique. So there is currently government of India have opened up the space sector for the private enterprises, and the ISRO is actually looking for an industry proposals in terms of various ideas and technological challenges. So would you be happy if we come up with some certain ideas regarding the space technologies? Okay. So, and what are your thoughts on the on these particular opportunities which Government of India opened for the public enterprises? And I have a second question regarding to the currently open Science, Technology, Innovation Policy Dialogue by the Ministry of Science and Technology. So how your inputs for the Science, Technology, Innovation Policy, which is open for a dialogue?
In a sense, see, actually, we are not really exposed to this. We are busy with what we are doing and our projects right now because they have immediate commercial value too, and this is a deep need of the industry today. So we wanted to work on that. So that's why we are not really touched now. Dr. Kalyani Date, who is working with us right now, she is now slowly taking care of. We already wrote one project to DST. Because we are not still recognized R&D center. So we have to go through the academic institutes and approach for our project. We are preparing ourselves to get it certified for in-house R&D center. Once we do that, definitely we'll be free to do this. But still we are not touched government part at this moment of time and government opportunities. But yes, we are doing it. Now slowly we are actually constructing our R&D setup in a way. We have enough characterization techniques. See, for an example, now see, almost all universities and IITs have XRD, XRF, everything we have. Industry needs that because those findings are very, very important for industry to design their product. And today industry don't know how to do this. They don't even know how, from where they understand their material. So it is our duty. You can be just a lab. For example, you don't need to have any investment. You just use IIT's lab, for example, and pay them for the analysis. See, what happens if you see a general scenario, of course, I'm diverting from your question right now, but this is just up to me, so I'm saying. You see a metallurgical lab, for an example. They give one photograph and they write it's like a sonography report. That is not what industry needs. They want to understand what is this. Most of the time people come when we ask for the metallurgical, because we have to do coating, so I must understand the metallurgical base of the example. They come and they show us this picture that, oh, this is perfect. This is not perfect. This is not perfect. Deep understanding of your metallurgy is required, and that is where that is something which is missing in India, which is available in Germany, even in China or in US. They understand their metallurgy. Our industry don't understand the metallurgy, they follow. So there is a tremendous need of industry to make them understand what metallurgy should be used for a correct application.
Yes.
That itself is a business. I just wanted to tell you. But of course, as far as government's projects and facilities are concerned, we are not still touched to that. We are still working with our resources to, but yes, in future, we want to do that.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
We have
Dr.
Dr. Radha with us.
Yeah, Dr. Mhatre, this is Dr. Anuradha again, Majumdar.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
You can, if you all are looking for some kind of a collaboration with respect to use of the facility,
yeah.
Not only that, UDP has the facility. We have the chemistry department. We have the nano center. It has several equipments which can be used for projects. Because,
yes.
But if you are looking for innovative solutions as well, you can
yes.
think about giving short-term or long-term. Usually, industry looks for short-term proposals to our MSc students or our PhD students in the Department of Physics.
No, it's very well possible.
Please do explore that. Or if you have some kind of some kind of a objective in mind, and you feel that it needs a deep exploration.
Yes.
So that kind of projects also you can give to suitable faculty member and the students, so that we students get inroads into this area.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I mean, there are many projects lined up here right now also. We don't have people to complete that.
Yeah, because in pharma, we do so much of coating solutions for control release of the medicament,
yes.
of the medicine. You know that.
Yes,
we don't want it to release in stomach. We want it to go to intestine and release, and everything is through coating.
Yes.
Or layering.
Yes,
so I think there is the sky is the limit in this area.
Absolutely, absolutely. We are not dependent on any particular industry. We are working in agriculture. Now, very simple example. You see a farmer. Now, nobody has seen this. Now we are working with one institute in Ahmednagar, this agriculture institute. Now sugar cutting blade, you see this blade, which is, they don't even understand the metallurgy of this blade. They just manufacture it. Now every 10 sugar cuts, they have to go and resharpen. And after few sugar cut, they have to throw and replace. Now, can I make a blade which will cut this silica on the surface of this sugar cane, and they can use it for entire harvest, for example? The solution is needed. People are ready to pay for this.
Correct. Across domains.
Yes, across domains. So you have to put these ideas. The spoon has come from that. See, the five-star industry, they have tremendous problem about cleaning these spoons. Spoons need to be golden. Spoons need to be silver, for example. And as soon as you plate with gold or silver and you wash it, the plating goes off because it is a soft coating. It goes off. So then you have to send it again, replating, polishing. Can we avoid that hassle? Yes, PVD has a solution to do that. And the cutlery market developed. Bathroom door accessories, you just go in any store on the street. You will see the seller will tell that this is PVD coated. That is the selling point today. Whether it is PVD coated or not, but they say it is PVD coated. They even don't understand what is PVD. That is the market. It just come out from nowhere. Now this is where the China has made an impact. See, Chinese products are good or bad, that is not a case. How they are exploring the market, that is what we should learn. And that is what very well possible in India, because we also possess equal knowledge, or better knowledge rather.
I think you starting in 2003 and taking off in 2004 has given Indian industry a lead in this area.
Yes,
really
yeah, there is a tough competition from Swiss and German and Japanese people out here. But I mean, we are trying to be away from the traditional market. That is where we don't get impacted by their markets and their pressure. Innovation is the only way to do that. And that is the way you get respect in front of them also. That we are not disturbing their markets, but we are trying to develop something else. That's why our progress is a bit slow, but I think it is confident.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Do we have any other questions?
We have Dr. Nagarajan with us. Manish, Dr. Nagarajan is there. You would like to say something? Dr. Nagarajan is still there?
Not really. I don't want to disturb you.
Hello, sir.
Chat message. You can say it yourself.
I've said something. I said that Umesh, I'm happy to see you as an inspiration leader.
Sir, it's all seeds were born in your place, sir. I remember still my mouse war. I still remember our discussions on the seashore of TFR late in the evening, sir. That was all inspired to do all these things, sir, and I am always in debt.
Anyway, as I said, I wanted to invite you to CPS Anuradha Mishra Petmi.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, so we have Dr. Radha with us, and she also would like to say something.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So the first thing, it was very timely, like Professor Nagarajan also speaking. In fact, I wanted to say this in the beginning, that my interaction with you was when you used to come to Professor Nagarajan's lab for the Mossbauer spectroscopy. Yes. And you have done something which was very challenging, that is conversion electron Mossbauer spectroscopy. And I think our interaction was brief in '95 when I first joined the department.
Yes.
But that, this is where I say the child is the father of the man. So, the children teach you a lot of new things. And I would really say, after my brief work with Professor Nagarajan and Sanigam in this area, which actually didn't see a completion, I think that at least for the teaching level, I had a lot of help interacting with you, especially for this Mossbauer spectroscopy. And then if you remember, I recently contacted you with Dr.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
So we are just waiting, because I like to go, in between. I would say this has been reverse engineering. I started with noble metal, and I started working with rust,
Mm-hmm.
So now reverse alchemy, but then now I just want to get back to all these metals when I can see that so many things you have done, and you have been also mentoring a lot of our students. So that is a great thing. And then we want to take it ahead, and I want to also get back to metals and see what can be done. Okay.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
that is my interaction. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Madam, for giving me the chance. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Professor Mishra, if you want to give some concluding remarks.
No, Professor Majumdar and Dr. Radha and Dr. Nagarajan have said everything that I wanted to say. It was a truly inspiring session, sir. And
Thank you, ma'am.
what I hope the students get the message that first of all, physics is not just about teaching or research. There are infinite opportunities. And if you have the passion to do something, you can reach the sky. The sky is the limit. And I just hope that we'll continue this. Today's interaction is not the end, but the beginning of your new bond with the department. And
Yes, ma'am.
our students, I'm sure many of them are going to approach you with project ideas, and you will help them to grow and follow your lead. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure. Thank
I
you.
also wish to thank Professor V.K. Jain and Professor Samir Kulkarni for their very inspiring words, and all
Thank
the
you.
audience for very patient hearing and their wholehearted participation in the program. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Namaskar.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am. So,
And a big thank you to Anuradha Majumdar for always being very, very supportive to us.